Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the score was 123-122. The Lakers get the victory at home against the Bucks, and D'Lo is the man. D'Lo is the man. Bron didn't play in this one, and D'Lo dropped a BDF 44 points. You understand what I'm saying? You see in the numerology? It's just, I'm telling y'all, the basketball gods are being kind to me right now. 44 points tonight, 17 of 25 from the field, 9 threes made on the night, which ties his career high in threes made. I think that's one shy of his career high in total. I'm not really sure what his career high is, but 44 points is way up there for him, and couldn't be more pleased with his performance, man. I really wanted this win really bad come fourth quarter. It just got to a point where I'm like, if anybody else could score besides D'Lo, we'll get the victory, man. Rui Hachimura went ice cold down the stretch of that game. It was driving me crazy because the Bucks were just inching closer and closer and closer. Ended up getting a 5-point lead, but D'Lo was not letting up. His three ball just continued to fly, and he had an excellent couple of plays down the stretch of that basketball game when we needed him to exercise proper clock management, like we talked about. We were down one. We had like 15 seconds to go, and he went early enough, made the play early enough with 5 seconds left on the clock so that anything that could have ultimately needed to be rebounded or whatever gave us an opportunity. He didn't wait too long like Jason Tatum, as we talked about. We called a good timeout after securing the rebound before that. I just thought we did excellent things down the stretch. I was a little worried that we pulled D'Lo off the floor in the final second of the game for the defensive play, but Coach had it right. He put Spencer Dinwiddie on Dame Lillard, and Spencer Dinwiddie got the game-winning block on Dame Lillard's time expired, and we got out of there with the win. Spencer Dinwiddie, massive, massive play. Huge kudos to him as well. We cannot win this without that play. You know Dame hits that shot, and Spencer Dinwiddie just locked him down in the final 5 seconds of the game for what I think is one of the biggest defensive plays of the year. So I was so very happy with this win, man. As unhappy as I was in the last game with Sacramento, this was a great way for us to come back and redeem ourselves. I couldn't have been more happy, man. It was a complete opposite of the last game. Rui and Bron were balling in the last one, and now we had a game where Rui was ice cold and Bron didn't play. We were asking everybody else to step up, and they did, man. Austin Reeves walked out of there with 18 points. Anthony Davis walked out of there with, I don't quite remember, but he wasn't able to really give us what he needed to, and just push through some pain because he had drawn a offensive foul. I don't know if they called that or not, but on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I believe Giannis' elbow hit him right in the shoulder, and he wasn't right after that. But we left him out there to duke through the pain, and he gave us what he had. I honestly don't remember what his stats was, but I think it's just because it was all about D'Lo tonight. When it really comes down to it, what comes to mind is that 17 of 25 and 9 of 12 from the three, man. He had like 8 assists as well, like 6 boards or something of that nature, a couple steals. I mean, D'Lo was just, he showed us who he really is tonight, man. He showed us who he really is tonight. When he's confident, this is what we can get from him. We let him have the ball. This is what he can do for us. He could close, ice in his veins, man. And you saw the second overall pick play like that exact player. He played like an all-star tonight. He played like a closer tonight. And if this is the D'Lo that we can get on a regular basis, then it makes us twice as good of a basketball team. It's twice as good. It's that simple. We don't have to look for any of these other superstars or nothing like that because you got him right there if he can give you this type of confidence every night. He ain't going to hit every shot, but the type of confidence he played with, the type of poise he played with tonight, even defensively getting deflections and things like that, rebounding the ball. This was the best D'Lo game he's played probably ever as a Laker, man. I don't think he had a game better than this when he was a rookie with us. I don't think so. This is probably his signature Laker game, man. I think so. I think this is the best one right here. Not only in how he shot, but just how he closed, man. How he closed. The fact that other people were absolutely cold down the stretch and he didn't get no help. What can I say, man? He couldn't get no help. Rui Hachimura did hit a 3 with like 5 minutes left in the fourth, but everything else Rui shot was cold, and we couldn't get nothing out of AD, couldn't get nothing out of anyone else. And guys were deferring to him, and he made every shot. And I was just so worried down in the last 4 minutes of the game because, of course, the Bucks were pushing forward, and I was very concerned that we were going to end up having to waste this performance. He wasn't going to be able to get the victory after playing so well, just simply because we couldn't get nothing out of everybody else. So I really, really wanted us to win this game in an extra way, just so that he could solidify what he deserves tonight, which is all the praise for getting a big win, a huge win against a contender, a team that's fighting for the #1 overall spot in the Eastern Conference. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, this to say he gets the game ball is underrated. I hope they secured the ball so he could take it home, because this is one of those signature games of his career, man. Straight up, he outdueled Giannis. AD didn't have it going. The rest of his teammates didn't have it going. And it was on him to close it out. It was on him to score just about every point we needed to win this basketball game. And he did that. He did that. You know what I mean? Also, a special congratulations to his family, who just announced that they're going to have a baby girl very soon. And so we're very happy about that for him on a personal level. But this right here, man, I mean, this was a very proud moment. As somebody who was happy to have drafted D'Lo back in the day, I wanted us to take him, and I'm glad we did. We come full circle. This is the type of performance that I was hoping to see him have when we drafted him. This is what it is. This is the D'Lo that I was expecting to see, man. This is the D'Angelo Russell I was hoping he would turn into it. So it's his night, man. It's his night. I don't know what to tell people other than that. This is just D'Lo's night. I'm happy. 44 points, signature of my name and my initials and all that. It's just been that this game was one of the ones that you won't forget. And that's what I will say about this season. It's giving you a lot of games that you will never forget, man. The Boston Celtics game, the Golden State one, this one's up there. There's been some others as well. I mean, this team, for all the struggles that we've had, we do have some of the most memorable Laker games of the modern era for me, man. Really. I remember more of these games than I remember any of these last 6 seasons, probably, just because of how hot and cold our team was and just how much we ultimately struggled, but found ways of winning games against teams like Boston, Golden State, and, of course, now Milwaukee. And, of course, we'll see Milwaukee not too long from now in Milwaukee, and I know they're going to want to get their revenge. But on a night where Bron didn't play and Anthony Davis was hurt and was playing through it, D'Angelo Russell stepped up and was a superstar of the night, man. He was a superstar. Nothing short of it. This was an all-star version of himself, man. This is the best version of D'Lo I've ever seen, truthfully. And I know he's played some games in Brooklyn and had an all-star season. You know, I know that. But I've never seen him play better than this. I've never seen him shoot this well, and I've never seen him close a basketball game better than this, man. Ice in his veins, man, just like old times, man. Just like when he was running around with Kobe. Ice in his veins tonight, man. So that's really what comes to mind. Everything else is just, you know, stats. We had 5 turnovers on the night, so I'm very proud of that as well. Did not turn the ball over very much against this team. Well, we shot like 47% from the 3. Obviously, the most of that is D'Lo. I think Austin shot very well. Like I said, he had like 18.7 rebounds, or 7 assists, rather, I believe it was. I just don't remember what AD's stats were, but I was very proud of him for playing through that, because I know he was in a lot of pain. And I know we could not have won if we didn't have the threat of him on the floor drawing defense and ultimately just getting tip balls and stuff like that. He just played through it, man. Sometimes you just need your superstar to be on the floor, even if he's not 100%, just so that things can stabilize. I thought Jackson Hayes played really well off the bench. I thought Taurean Prince had a good game as well. Forgive me, I don't remember anybody's stats, but I thought they made impacts tonight. Cam Reddish, you know, his shot wasn't really falling, but I thought he did a pretty solid job defensively. It's just one of them nights, man. It's one of them nights. I just am very happy that I don't have to harp on how poorly Rui shot, because if we lost this game, that would be what we'd be talking about. that would be what we'd be talking about. And he shot so well in the last one against Sacramento, he was probably the only person besides Bron hitting anything. So I didn't want to bash Rui tonight at all. But, you know, that's really what it was. We just couldn't get anything out of him. And it was just, we could slowly see our lead deteriorating. We could slowly see it pulling away. And we were just hoping D'Lo could just continue to shoot because he didn't have any help in that fourth quarter. And he did. He continued to hit shots. And, man, this is one of the great games of the season, man. One of the great games of the season. This team is proving that it can win games without LeBron James. I don't know how you equate that. A lot of people are going to say that's disrespectful to even say that, but we've beaten the two best teams in the Eastern Conference without him on the floor. Okay, let's just be real. We've beat both of the best teams in the East without him. And granted, the Celtics were healthy. The Bucks didn't have Middleton. That's something to be said for. But Giannis was out there. Dame was out there, and they played well. They both had 12 assists. They both had over 30 points, if I'm not mistaken. Both of them. And D'Lo outdueled both of them. You understand what I'm saying? So that's really what it is. On a night where Dame and Giannis are on the floor, D'Lo was the best player out there. Period. And so I'm happy about it, man. I'm happy about it. And I was one of them people that said, yo, we should trade D'Lo because we're probably going to lose him for nothing. I'm glad he's here. I'll say that much. I don't know that we don't lose him for nothing now because somebody's going to pay him after a performance like this. But, you know, he's earned it. I think that's what it really comes down to. He earned the right to not be traded, and he earned the right to be able to walk if he chooses to and get a better deal somewhere else. Well, after a game like this, you can honestly say that. He didn't deserve to be traded. He didn't deserve to, and he deserves to be able to sign with good money. So it's just the truth, man. It's the truth, man. This is the type of game that you hope he can play playoff basketball like this, play-in tournament basketball like this. Because this is what we're going to need from him. You know? And this is a big stage, a big game, ESPN, nationally televised basketball game. No Bron, and he showed up. And I think he deserves to believe in himself come playoff time when performances like this are accomplished. That's what I'll say to D'Lo. You have every right to believe in yourself come playoff time. Now, how that equates to you making shots, I don't know. But when you look in the mirror, you should see this person too. That's what I would tell him. Because a lot of times it's confidence that really hurts him, man. And, you know, granted the calluses and stuff like that he had, the issues. But for him to have been benched in playoff games, Minnesota coach benched him, our coach benched him, it can mess with your confidence. But he needs to remember who he is, man. He needs to remember who he is. And on nights like this, he showed all of us. And he needs to be the person that don't forget. So that's really what it is, man. It's D'Lo's night, man. He scored 44 points. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for us. We won. Giannis came here a loser this year. He only come in one time a year. And he walked out of here a loser, haven't played well. Put up all the stats and all that. Dame put up all the stats and all that. It didn't matter because D'Lo scored 44 points and sealed the victory, man. And like I said, Spencer Dinwiddie, you know, that right there is going to gain you a lot of respect here in Los Angeles, man, because this really comes down to, can you guard people? 3-point shots may not fall, but can you, down the stretch of a basketball game, guard some of these guards that we have trouble with? And given the fact that we just got destroyed by fast guards in the Sacramento game, this is exactly what you wanted Spencer Dinwiddie to show you the very next game, is that you could put him on the floor down crunch time and he can get the stop on one of them guards. And I don't think there's too many better than Dame Lillard. Not in that moment, and we know it. And so I just think that Spencer Dinwiddie gained some fans out here. He gained some confidence out here. He got some wolves off his back in regards to the negativity of the stuff that he's been doing. And I hope he has confidence going forward as a Laker, because we're going to need him to find his confidence too. But this goes a long way in getting people to shut up about how negative they want to talk about him. So that's really what it is, man. I think our chemistry jumped about 2 or 3 notches today amongst the players. Guys believe in D'Lo a lot more after this. Guys believe in Spencer Dinwiddie a lot more after this. And I think that's what we need. If we're going to overachieve as a team, guys got to believe in themselves and they got to believe in one another. And this is just the type of game that helps with that. So yeah, man, this is great, man. I'm feeling good about this one. I feel about as good about this one as any games we've won all season. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if this is the game of the season. Probably not. A lot of people think Boston was. A lot of people think Golden State was. But I'm happier after this win than I was after either one of those. Some of those games were memorable. We needed them. But this is the one that really helps the confidence of a team. It's in a time where we really needed something like this to rally around. Something like this to believe in, man. So that's what I got to say. I'm excited about this particular win. I don't know what happens next. But as far as how I feel about D'Lo, I feel a lot better about D'Lo after this game than I have at any other point. I just think he's earned our respect in a different way after tonight. I really do. When you close a basketball game, what I've been asking for is a closer. And he closed the basketball game. No Bron, no problem. And so that's what it is, man. D'Lo's the man tonight. He deserves all of the credit. Of course, it's a team victory. He'll never say he deserves all the credit, but this is his night, man. It's his night. It's what it is. So that's what I have to say, man. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves coming up. It ain't getting no easier. Obviously, the Timberwolves are hobbled. Karl Anthony Towns out for about a month, but Ant-Man is still doing amazing stuff. You know what I mean? We just got to respect that. They did lose tonight, if I'm not mistaken. I don't exactly remember who they played, but they didn't. I don't believe they won. I think it was the Cavaliers. So they're going to come in with a certain level of frustration, trying to take that out on us in whatever way they can. And we got ex-Timberwolves on this team. Torian, D'Lo, you know, they should always want to play well against that squad. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm expecting to see. I'm expecting Rui to bounce back. I don't expect him to have another bad shooting night like this, especially after how well he shot against Zach. I'd like to think he's not going to enter a slump right now, but you know, this was a rough night. This was a rough night for him, and I'm glad we get to forget about it because of the victory. But love how we took care of the basketball. That's what I want to say about the team as a whole. I love how we took care of the basketball. We did not win the rebounding total. I think we lost the rebounding total by about 6. But we shot well. And we leaned on the hot hand, man. We leaned on the hot hand. That's what I could say. We didn't get away from D'Lo. People deferred to him properly. And he took us home. He took us home, man. 44 points, man. What can I say? Have we seen enough 44s as of late? BDL 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.